Welcome back to Super Bowl 59 Radio Row, joined now by Miles Killebrew, special teamer, safety here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Miles, welcome in. You said this is one of your first times down here at Radio Row. You said it was great to be people watching. How has your experience been so far down here in New Orleans?
Oh, it's been awesome, man. I've been palling around with my buddy Sean Alexander and Stan together, and it's been a great time.
Yeah, and so is this your first time down here in New Orleans, at least not for, some NFL game?
Right, yeah. No, this is my first time, dude. And I got to tell you, I am blown away by the cuisine. I know it sounds cliche, but, dude, we went and got some shrimp and grits earlier. I'm surprised I'm maybe able to move around in here, dude. I could have drank a gallon of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah, and so is that kind of your go-to down here? Have you tried anything, or is there something that's sticking out on the menu to you that's really been really good, treating you well for seafood-wise?
Yeah, we did the Two Chicks Cafe right there.
Okay.
We're staying at a hotel nearby there, and dude, I'm telling you again, the shrimp and grits has been crazy. The jambalaya, I mean, just the seasonings.
Yes.
I mean, I sound like I've never had seasoned food. That's not the case. It's just very different, in New Orleans. And this is it's been really cool to just kind of explore the city.
Yeah, and Pat and I were talking about you last night, and talking about where you went. How does it feel to play in the SEC of the FCS down there in the Big Sky? I mean, that's one of the toughest football conferences. What was kind of your journey like through the FCS level up to the NFL? What was that kind of like for you?
Listen, a couple of years before I got to SUU, there were talks of they were potentially getting rid of the football program at SUU. And so when I went there, got a full ride offer, praise God for that. I wasn't expecting a crazy, experience there.
Yeah.
But boy, was I in for it. You know, we ended up having a powerhouse of a team, and it was a lot of fun the years that I was there. And just kind of propelled me into the league of all places, dude,
exactly.
Southern Utah University. So, got drafted to Detroit, did my 5 years there, bumped over here to Pittsburgh, been putting down roots, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you played in two of the great NFL cities. What kind of led you to leave Detroit for Pittsburgh when you were a free agent?
I experienced there was a lot of change. There was a lot of turnover in Detroit. And so
people think of Detroit now and they think of this spectacular organization because
yeah.
they've been well run now under this new regime. But
That's right.
Before that, it was really tough for them to come by winning.
Yeah. And I am excited to see their success now because it was never indicative of ownership,
yes.
right? Like the owners have always wanted to see Detroit. I love the Ford family. And they have always wanted to see Detroit flourish, and so to see it now under Dan Campbell has been a real treat for Lions fans. I know, and but going over to Pittsburgh, man, where they kind of had the opposite.
Yes.
They're so used to success that now to not be in the Super Bowl, obviously, like that's the goal, right? Like we need to have Super Bowl conversations as a Pittsburgh Steeler, and so that's what we got to do.
And we talked to Brandon Bolden earlier, a guy in a similar position to you as a special teamer. It was kind of interesting to hear how he transitioned to the special teams side. You kind of have to take a slice of humble pie because I'm sure as a star at Southern Utah, you probably didn't play much on the special teams side. And then obviously in the NFL, you get moved and you've been elite at it here in the last 2 seasons. How has that, process been moving from, the defensive side of the ball to playing not just great special teams, elite level on the special teams side of the ball?
Listen, I'm going to tell you a secret, right? I don't tell a lot of people this, but I actually only made it. This was my only offer, Southern Utah University. And the head coach, Ed Lamb, he told me he wanted to take a chance on me. These were his words, take a chance on me because of my special teams film.
Wow.
I take special teams very serious. That's something I've always enjoyed. I used to love running down on kickoff in high school. It was the closest thing I would experience to warfare, right? Like the way it used to be fought. With the front lines and a sword, you think Braveheart, that type of stuff. And so I've always had a heart for special teams. And it's funny because, yes, every year I'm facing guys who maybe have not played it in their collegiate career. And so now they have to go against me who I had 15 years experience of special teams before I got to the league. And now I got 10 years on top of that, and I actually love it and enjoy it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a night and day difference between someone who's passionate about something and someone who is doing it just because they have to do it.
What's it like playing for Mike Tomlin, one of the old vets in the coaching industry? We talk about Andy Reid; he's one of the older guys, but Mike Tomlin's been doing it for a long time. What's it like to play for him? Because it's hard to get much of a gauge on his personality with the media because he doesn't really show very much of it. I would imagine he's pretty hard on you guys. What's it like playing for him?
He is a great motivator. He's a great coach. He knows his stuff. You have to know your stuff if you've been around as long as he has. Mm-hmm. He's seen a lot of things. He knows how to motivate you to go out there and give your best self. I'm very blessed to be in a position where I can be coached by someone who's going to go down as one of the greatest leaders the NFL's seen.
Yeah, and what's it also like playing, Russell Wilson had his 1 year here. He's going to be a free agent now, and I would assume that, you had a chance to interact with him. He's such a great leader. He's been doing it since the time he got into the league.
That's right.
What's his leadership style and such in the locker room?
He's probably one of the most positive people you've ever met. I mean, I don't think he'll say anything negative about anything.
Yeah.
I think he uses batteries with 2+ signs on them. I'll tell you right now, you will not get that guy to say anything negative, and positivity is infectious.
Mm-hmm. And you've played against both of the teams playing in the Super Bowl this weekend. What do you see from the Chiefs, maybe that makes them so difficult to beat because you guys played them in that Christmas Day game? What makes them such a hard team to beat on a year-to-year basis, and especially in games where it feels like they're actually trying? Sometimes it feels like they aren't. What's it like playing a Kansas City team led by Patrick Mahomes?
Well, Mahomes is he's a talent, man, and he understands defense very well. They are very well coached, and both teams just bring so much to the table. They both have. On paper, you would think that maybe they have a lot of similarities on offense, but they're very different teams, and they have different strengths. And I'm excited to see how both defenses respond in this game. I'm excited to see kind of the net punt and the field position battle, right? I'm kind of a special teams nerd.
Matt Ariza, he is one of the best.
I know, and so it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
When you find yourself watching games as a special teamer, do you find yourself really appreciating the special teams more than some others?
Oh, 100%. That's kind of my job is to watch special teams film, and so like when I'm watching a game, I'm noticing things maybe that other people aren't. A lot of people will get up and go to the bathroom for kickoffs, and I'm locked in. I'll watch that and let the first offensive drive go. But, no, it's a lot of fun, man. I enjoy watching the game. I enjoy being around the game, and it's going to be a good one this weekend.
What do you think about the new kickoff? And I'm not sure. I'm not a huge fan of it. I haven't seen much difference. But as a player, player safety is kind of the big reason why they did it. What have you noticed about the new kickoff that might have changed from the old one?
Yeah, they say player safety. I think it was just a way to make it more a part of the game. I think kickoff was becoming something that was almost becoming a non-play in the league. There were a lot of touchbacks, people just kicking it out, taking the touchback line. And so what has consequently happened is now you are starting to see a higher return rate.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge, proponent for special teams. The more you can do to keep it in the game, the better. I don't want to see it disappear one day. I want kids to look at my journey and be able to say, oh, I can also take a path similar to Miles Killebrew's and be in the NFL one day.
Talk a little about this Cafe Momentum.
Sure.
Just reading up on it, it seems like a great cause. This is something no kid wants to go hungry, and you guys seem to be doing a great job with Cafe Momentum.
Yeah, here's the deal. We talk about, we talk about potential. We talk about these kids looking up and seeing like, oh, I too can do this thing. I think that it is very imperative that kids have someone that believes in them, that they know that they have a support corner.
Yeah.
And so what Cafe Momentum is just really quickly for the your listeners who may be not as familiar, it is a award-winning national nonprofit restaurant, and it's staffed entirely by justice-involved youth. So they've had a brush up with the justice system, and it is a way for them to come in and say, okay, Cafe Momentum is going to equip them with skills in the culinary realm. They're going to teach them all about this food, how to prepare it, how to serve it, and give them a sense of purpose in life and reassure them that they are not defined by a mistake that they may have made in their past, that they are capable of being successful. And it's great, man. Every city that they're in, the community is better for it. The food is incredible.
Yeah.
And all of the people that want to get involved in the next generation, this is an awesome way that they can do that.
Awesome. Miles, thank you so much for your time and such a great cause. Appreciate you for stopping by, and enjoy your time in New Orleans.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. That's Miles Killebrew, special teamer for the Steelers, stopping by. And We're going to hit a break. When we come back, we'll have another guest here on a Radio Row special here on ESPN Wichita, 92.3 FM.